Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. I got a nice little comic speculation video here for you. It's just going to be really quick, but I really wanted to share this information with you because it's really cool, and there's comics that are in the real world that are actually rising up in popularity right now amongst comic collectors, and it actually affects the Veve app and some of the comics that we have, I think. So I wanted to give you a heads up on that, and then you can actually do your own research and make some decisions on your own. So anyway, if you want to like this video after you watch it, hit like, that would be great. And if you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. And you can also join the channel as a member. And I got a little information at the end of this video I want to share with you about my own comic rewards program. If you're a Drophead NFT holder, we're handing out real world comic rewards. So stick around for that. It's pretty cool. And you can follow me on Twitter as well. Links in the description. I will follow you back. Now let's get into this, guys. There is like a top list right here of comics that exists on a website I'm going to show you right now, and there's always like comics that are up and down and moving and getting hot. This is in the real world, right? And how does it affect Veve in terms of speculation and moving forward? Well, I got some juicy ones for you, so I hope you like it. Let's get into it right now. So this right here is kind of a list that happens on the Go Collect site. If you follow that site, go to it. I put a link to the article actually on the site in my video right here, so you can go check it out. But they have a nice like up and coming list. Like there's like 5 that are like kind of up and coming comics that are getting some attention right now in the real world, and they affect Veve quite heavily. Like they actually link right into what we got in the app, because it all happens, right? I mean, Veve, we got those NFT comics, it's great, but in the real world too, if you're a comic book collector, you're watching all of this kind of information as well. So let's get into this, and I'll talk about like what's going on with each one of these and how it affects the app and decisions you might want to make if you want to go after some of the comics in the app that we have that directly relate to this, right? So anyway, there's 5 of them, right? So we got this Thor comic right here, and it's on the rise, and it's the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher, which is in the new movie. It's Christian Bale, right? So that comic is actually on the rise. Right next, we got the Miss Marvel comic. That's like her #1 comic. This is not her first appearance, but it's the first comic of when she got her new series. So we have the Miss Marvel comic in the app, right? So I'm going to talk about that in a sec. Then we got SpiderMan 50 right there, the first appearance of Kingpin. That comic is on the rise as well on this list. And then, of course, we got this, spectacular Spider-Man comic right there with the Kingpin and a black cat. And that's also something to talk about in the app. That's on the rise. And then the 5th comic is a DC comic. So we don't have those yet. So I'm going to leave that one off this. It doesn't apply to what we got. But anyway, let's get into it a bit, right? So these are the comics that I think that directly affect this list in the Veve app. You got Amazing Spider-Man 50, like I said. You got the Amazing Spider-Man with the Black Cat's first appearance. And then you got the Point One, which is, Miss Marvel's first appearance. Now, all these comics are really cool in the app, but these 2 in particular are actually kind of slept on. And, I've been looking at them quite closely. I know a lot of people have as well, but they're going to have their day, and they're going to be due because the characters in them relate to some of the, the comic books in the real world that are rising in value that people are speculating on. So this is all speculation, everybody. This is just good information for you so you can make decisions, right? But all 3 of these comics are really potentially good picks to pick up for long term. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 50 is the no-brainer anyway, right? It's like the greatest cover of all time on a comic book, and it's the first appearance of Kingpin, but we'll get into it a little bit more in depth. So this is the one comic I wanted to talk to you about that they talked about in the real world, and this is the Miss Marvel comic here. Now, we don't have that in Veve, but we do have her first appearance right there, which is next to it. You can see how close in design the covers are, because they're right from the same time period. But this comic over here in the app is doing really great. It's like a really nice pickup right now. You can stack it up really good. I know a lot of people have the Secret Rare as well, so this is a really good speculation book for people in the future, right? Now, this comic over here is the one that's on the Go Collect list that's actually rising in value because people love the cover art, and it's the #1 of her first series, right? And the show is actually doing really well. And I have a little write-up right here, confirmed to appear in the Captain Marvel sequel. So she's going to be in the Captain Marvel sequel movie coming up, which is called The Marvels, and there's more speculations that she will join the new group called the Young Avengers. Now, also in the app, which I didn't put on here, is that comic with the Young Avengers with the girl from the Hawkeye show, right? Her comic is also in the app, so that's another one we could look at. But I don't think it's as important as this particular one because she has her own series, and people are really liking it right now. And it's Camilla, and that's exactly why her key comics are flourishing. So her comics are actually actually doing pretty good. And, you know, they jumped up a while ago, like a year or two ago, when people were really speculating. Then they'd come down a little bit. And, you know, even when her trailer came out, they didn't really pump that much, you know, in the real world, right? But now that people are watching the show and they like it, they're starting to notice that she's going to be good. So this comic over here could be really good for you to pick up in the app. Just my opinion. This is just good information, right? So just take it, you know, take all this info, go read the article on Go Collect, and, you know, do your own research, right, before you jump into anything. Now, this is the other comic I wanted to talk about that reaches their list that we don't have in Veve, but this is the Spectacular Spider-Man comic over here, and you can see the Kingpin. If I just zoom in right here, you can see what's going on there. The Kingpin's in there, and he's got the Black Cat, and he's separating the two of them because of the relationship. But more important, this comic actually has a key first appearance in it, right? Which is going to be the character in the Miles Morales movie coming up. So check this out. Kingpin and the Black Cat first appearances. So Kingpin was in the Hawkeye show, and he's really important. That's why the Spider-Man 50 is up there, because of the Kingpin. He's going to be in a lot more shows in the MCU. So that comic is already really great. I don't need to pump it up or anything, right? But anyway, that's a good comic to pick up if you don't have a copy, right? Speculation is that we'll see the Black Cat soon as well. So there's her first appearance right there, because this comic right here also has another character. And anyway, this character, there's a first appearance in there, is called Spot. And this character is actually going to be in the Miles Morales movie, that, you know, the second Spider-Verse movie that's actually got bumped back to next summer. But people are now picking up this book right here, this comic, because that's that character's first appearance. So you can go and do some research about that character if you like. We might even get that comic in the app one day, closer to probably the Miles Morales movie, like next year, because it comes out, you know, like a whole year from now. It was supposed to come out in October, but they bumped it for whatever reason. But these three comics on the app with Miles Morales, also a massively awesome comic, and Spider-Man 50 because of the Kingpin. But then we got the Black Cat right there, right? And that comic is really, really attainable right now as well. I have the Secret Rare. I did stack up a bunch of the commons before. I'm going to have to go back because I did liquefy them, you know, to go after some other comics. But I think I'm going to go grab a few just to be careful, because I love the cover right there, right? But that's another sort of speculation thing going on, and we just might get that comic in the future, right? So let's move on to the next thing. Now, this is total speculation about comics that we could get coming to the app, because that Thor comic right there is on their the Go Collects, you know, like Rising Comics, because that Thor comic is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher, which is Christian Bale's character in the movie coming up, right? So this comic is getting some attention now. Everybody's looking at it. They were looking at it before with the announcement, but now even as we get closer to the movie, it's, you know, we're looking at it. It's not in the app, but I predict that we could probably get this comic in Veve pretty quickly. And if we do, make sure you jump on it, grab a couple copies. I don't know if Gore's going to be like really famous or take off. I don't know how the movie's going to do. So it's just pure speculation. You know, if that comic does come, I will be picking up a few copies myself, and we'll see what happens. But that's the big one over there. You know, this is the Journey into Mystery, you know, number 83, first appearance of Thor. And I really do think we're going to get that comic in the app as well. It relates to the one that's, you know, the movie, right? So this one's on the list. This one I hope we get, but it's pure speculation. We may not get either, or we might get both, right? So anyway, you're going to want to check those out, right? So let me know what you think about that stuff. Now, just as a last thing at the end of my video, I'm giving away in real world comics as rewards to holders of drop heads that have this blind box logo. So if you want to get a blind box logo, you know, drop head, the link's in the description to my, you know, OpenSea page. You can buy one there. You can get on, you know, they're really good. They're really good value, really good price. And, you know, you get entered into a big list, and every single week I'm giving away in real world comics that are really nice to holders of that drop head, right? So you can get in on that. Links to the description, link to the collection is in the description of this video. And then you get to the Discord server. I add you to the list, and every single Saturday on my live stream, we're handing out in real world comics, right? So anyway, let me just go back up to the top right here. These are some of the hot comics on the list. Let me know what you think of these comics, or if there's any that I missed, but go check out the article on Go Collect. I put the link in the description of the video. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. It's fun to speculate, but that's all this is. We'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.